I can't get in the mood with talking going on, can I? Right. Tin Can by Gregory. Splish, splash, splonk. Wooden shoes, red socks. Coffins, tombstones, and tranquilizers.
Very good. Very significant.
I hadn't finished, had I?
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Aspirins and driving tests. Jet planes and skeletons. Frog singing to egg timer. Calendars and candles upside down. Plastic apples on coconut trees. Splish, splash, splunk.
Is that it?
Yes, that is it.
Marvellous. Wish I could write like that. Are you all right? By Jove, you look washed out there.
Well, it's just the emotional strain of reading it. You see, the vibrations sap my energy.
Yes, I know how it is. It's a pity we burnt the chairs. We could have had a nice sit down.
Did you like the poem?
Like it? It was sensational. What an emotional experience. I haven't heard anything like that since the road to Mandalay. Who's next?
Rupert.
Oh, we haven't got another one. Bill, let's get the booze out.
Do you mind? If you can't appreciate the delicacy of the works, you might at least have the courtesy to keep your cake hole closed.
I've called this poem Blank Details.
Ah, yes. Blank details, yes. Let's see now. I feel a sort of purple mood coming over me. I think for this I shall sit cross-legged on the floor, yogi style, with one foot tucked behind my neck. Hang on a minute. Hang on a sec. Right. I'm in. Proceed.
Blank Detail by Rupert. Straw in the wind. 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 Fly, fly, fly.
Marvellous.
Can I read my poem now?
Pardon?
I've just written a poem. Can I read it?
I somehow don't think the sort of poems you write will be suitable for this gathering. We are not interested in young ladies from various parts of the country.
Oh, no. I've written an abstract poem.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. One has to be sympathetic with the symbolism of existence to turn out that sort of stuff.
Oh, no, let's hear what the little savage has written. It might provide some light relief after the intensity of the last two offerings.
Oh, very well. Make it quick and keep it clean.
Thank you. Incandescent by William. Hick, hack, hawk. Rinky tinky on purple grass. Shafts of light, hobnail boots tramping down the bamboo that grows upwards, downwards, sideways into the concrete cosmos. Life is mauve. I am orange. Hick, hack, hawk.
What a load of rubbish. You buffoon. Rinky-tinky on purple grass. What does that mean? You're orange and life is mauve. I have never heard such unadulterated codswallop in my life.
How dare you speak to a genius like that? I'll never be able to write such masterpieces as that.
But he's a dolt. He can't do anything.
Can't do anything? In a few brilliantly conceived lines, he summed up the human capacity for suffering and its struggle for survival.
Oh, come now, Gregory. Surely it was empty, devoid of any symbolism. You made a mistake. He fooled you for a moment. Analyze it. Bamboo. Hobnail boots. Well, it doesn't mean anything to me, mate. My order of perception didn't even wobble. Greta, what do you think?
Well, it was like a revelation. It transported me to another plane. For the first time, I saw the fifth dimension, like a golden flash cleaving the skies. I was transported to the heights of delirium.
See what you've done now? She's off. Why don't you keep quiet when there's ladies present?
Life is mauve. I am orange. It says everything. I suggest we call it the last poem. There's nothing left to write about now. How do you do it?
Oh, well, I didn't think it was that good. It wasn't one of me best.
Oh, this man. What an intellect. He's passed through the gates of perception and he says it wasn't one of his best. Would you do us the honor of taking over the leadership of our group?
Oh, well,
This is madness. Look, I've written a poem.
I am talking to the master.
Don't make any hasty decisions. Listen to mine. Listen. The Ashtray by Anthony. Steel rods of reason through my head. Salmon jumping where jump I. Camels on fire and spotted clouds. Striped horses prance the meadow wild and rush on to drink at life's fountains deep. Life is cream. I am puce, ching chang cholla.
How dare you revile the group with such shallow, trivial nonsense?
It was as good as his. What's the matter with you? It's too deep for you, that's the trouble.
Well, what does it mean?
What does it mean? Well, I should have thought that was obvious. It's a plea for the... Well, no, it's more of an outcry against the... It's an outcry against the licensing laws. Well, now. Let's split it up a bit. Now, then. You take, for a start, the camels on fire under the spotted clouds. Now, there's a provocative line, if ever I've heard one. In that, I've summed up the whole situation in the Gobi Desert. And life's fountains deep. Well, it's a plea for more water holes. That's why the camels are on fire. They're gasping. They haven't had a drop to drink since they left Kabul. It's a very long trip, Kabul.
And Ching Chang Cholla?
Well, they're the drivers. You won't get any change out of them. No, they couldn't care less. As long as they've got their striped horses, they're quite happy. Well, ask him to explain his then. Go on, see what rubbish he comes out with.
There's no need to ask him. The words speak for themselves in every throbbing line. William is telling us that life is a fraud, that we are merely insects existing on the tail of a turtle.
Did you tell him that?
Well, you heard the poem. I thought it would have been obvious.
Oh, don't listen to him. He's having you on. Can't make a nitwit like him leader of the group. Sid, of course. Sid, my only ally. Now the truth will come out. Go on, Sid, expose him. Tell him what a poltroon he is. Who? Well, him, the witless wonder here. Hurry up, tell him before they have the laurel wreath on his head.
What, him, William? The greatest intellect ever to come out of Australia? A legendous boy at 13, the wandering Einstein of Queensland, they called him.
What are you hoping to get out of this?
Yes, but of course this only confirms what his work has already told us. I mean, he's obviously a man of extreme literacy and learning. A worthy successor to me. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
I, Gregory, hereby relinquish leadership of our group and invest you, William, with all the powers, titles and privileges that go with it.
Titles and privileges. So that's what you're up to, Mr. James. You've been sitting there reading the rule book. Show me that. The leader of the group receives some levies from the other members a remuneration of no less than £500 per year, so that he may be exempted from the need to work and may spend all his time on contemplation and intellectual pursuits. 500 a year. Is this right, Gregory?
Oh, yes, and his lieutenant gets 350.
Who's his lieutenant?
It says here, the leader has the privilege of choosing his own lieutenant.
At 350 a year.
Yes.
And that's what you're after. Well, you've had that because it also says here that the leader can only choose for his lieutenant a man who has proved his intellectual qualifications by having produced an original cultural piece of work.
Exactly. I shall now read an abstract poem which I just happen to have written. Limbo by Sydney.
Oh, this is getting farcical. I should have this job.
Quiet, please, everyone. Sydney's going to read to us.
Mauve world, green me. Black him, purple her. Yellow us, pink you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Lead pipes, fortune made. 6-4, coming second. Green country, blue Haringey and white city, Hancock.
I can't take any more. All this sensuous excitement in one evening. What an experience to hear such beauty, such translucent symbolism. How you must know life, Sydney.
Oh, I do, boy.
How you must have suffered to produce work like that.
Suffered? There's been murder sometime.
I say, we must have Sydney as our leader's lieutenant.
You don't know what you're saying. He's a fake. He's only after the loot. Why, before you came in, he was saying what a load of idiots you are.
We are idiots compared with him.
Sydney. Sydney, I feel the vibrations between us growing stronger and stronger. Some red, some yellow.
All right, Lashes. We'll sort them out later, eh?
Sydney, will you do us the honour of becoming our second in command?
Certainly, boy. Be a pleasure.
Wait, he's taking you on. It's the cider you've been drinking. It's inflamed your senses. Look, I've written another poem. It's better than his. Jake was a coward, a great big fellow with a turned-up nose.
Will you get out?
It's a funny old world we live in, but the world's not entirely to blame. It's the rich what gets the pleasure and the poor what gets the blame.
Hey, wait a minute. Sling him out. He's a troglodyte.
Yeah.